All right. So again, we have Petrosian here, Petrosian.
Yes, against Bobby Fischer.
Against Bobby. So you said actually here was like a psychological.
Here it was very difficult to choose the way to do it, you know, for Petrosian, because it was the final part of the match where he played quite well until then, and the score was surprisingly even. I mean, it was two and a half against 2.5. Okay, of course.
Why surprising? Because
before he realized twice 6-0 against Larsen and against Taimanov, and everybody waited a result like this against Petrosian also. Well, Petrosian defended very well. He was winning, surprisingly enough, one game against Bobby, where Bobby wanted too much. The game was okay, but he wanted to beat Petrosian also from an even position. And he lost the game. Okay, it can happen. And in that moment, after 2.5, they continued the match. Of course, Bobby, you know, like always, finally he won all the games. I mean, the rest, he won 4-0. And we can explain like this, that in one moment he wanted to have an even game from an even position, and he wanted to make a draw. Petrosian, yeah. And he waited a little bit too much, you know, one or two moves too much, and you'll see what happens, you know, almost from nothing, you see.
A win from
the
nothing.
Final result was 6.5, 2.5 Fischer, starting from an even position. I mean, 2.5, 2.5. Yeah. 4-0 the last 4 games, you know. Demonstration. So, okay. It starts with a Tarrasch. Bobby plays Tarrasch with black. Small surprise, because usually he played Grünfeld or King's Indian, very active, you know. So it's a very good opening also, you know. But if black plays normally, he can't hope to make more than a draw, you know. If you have an even game in Tarrasch, he's all right, you know, with black. So all right.
So usually, if you want a draw, you play Tarrasch.
No, you try, you know. You try to. It's not very easy to make a draw with black, you see. So a3, this was Petrosian's specialty, also very good move, a3. And after knight e4, this is the best move, immediately after knight e4. If black continued to play like this with a6, we have a nice example of my game against Tringo, for instance, or my game against Parma, you remember, we showed already. White won finally with a small tempo. White has an extra move, and finally, if everything continues normally, White has better chances. So, okay, here, knight e4, queen c2, knight takes c3, b takes c3. All right. Normal. Until now, everything is okay. Bishop e7, queen b. Bishop b2 is not good, in my opinion. Bishop b2, nothing to do with bishop d2. The normal move is here, bishop d3, or taking d5. Normal position for white. White doesn't risk anything. It's okay. So bishop b2 waits, as I told you. Wait. He's waiting. Castle. Now he comes back to this plan, bishop d3. Now h6, normal, no? Doesn't give the pawn. And now again he could take in e4, in d5. Again, normal position, nothing happens if he takes in d5. So now castle. And now after knight a5, again he has to take a decision. What to do? Takes in d5 or he doesn't take in d5? Waits a little bit more or not? Well, he decided to wait a little bit more. And now, after knight d2, which is okay. Knight d2 is a normal move. But white doesn't have anything. The position is completely even now, after knight d2. Okay, after knight d2, black took in the c4. He took with the bishop. And okay, now we have a normal position, but it's not symmetrical anyway, you know. Before it was almost symmetrical.
So now it looks equal, but not really.
It's more or less even, this kind of position. But against Bobby, this is very dangerous. You know? He can play. He plays every position anyway. You know. So b6, all right. b6, e4, bishop b7. No? And now again, queen e2. Until now, everything is all right. Rook c8. Okay, rook c8. And now, again, he has to choose where to go with the bishop, d3 or b3. d3 is better and normal. If he goes to d3, it's a normal position. He goes to b3. Well, that loses the advantage. It loses the initiative. Now black tries to take the initiative very quickly, you see. And he plays a very good move, b5. Why is a very good move? Because if you take in b5,
yes,
he has time to take the central pawn from e4. And the position is very nice for black already, because the two bishops for black are playing, and the two bishops from white are not playing, b3 and b2. Especially this one from b2. Doesn't play at all, you know?
Yeah.
So, okay, what to do? Again, he tries to change the plan. I mean, until now, he played very quietly. Now he tries to attack, you know? Okay, now, against Bobby, as I told you, it's very dangerous to change a plan like this. You know?
On the way.
So, okay, f4. No, if he has time to play f5, it's okay. It's very good for white. But from now on, it's move by move. Okay, queen b6, all right.
Not enough time.
So, all right, queen h1. You can't criticize king h1. Normal move. So. And from now on, black is playing very quickly. He plays there, very logical also. Immediately b4. He opens completely the position, you know. b4. Now you have to take him b4. Because if you want to stop it with a4, you lose immediately at least the exchange after bishop a6. Of course,
yes.
a4 was a big mistake, you know.
Yes.
So he took him before, rook, bishop takes, and now with the bishop from e7, he comes quickly in c3, and he takes the initiative, you see, very quickly. So it's better for black now, the position. So d5, okay, bishop c3, excellent move. So now what to do? You have to take in c3, no? He takes, no? And now again, he here agreed to give a pawn, it seems, for some initiative, I mean. Okay, bishop c2, now black takes in d5, and now he pushes e5, hoping that he has something on the other side, you know. This is a normal variation in some other lines, you know. In some other lines, it's very good for white. If you have many pieces on board, this line is excellent for white. If you have time to put the queen later on d3, but here is different. You don't have time to put the queen there, and you lost the initiative, and black has a pawn, and of course, against Bobby, a pawn is decisive, you know.
It's decisive.
So, okay, until the end, it will be a demonstration, a real demonstration, we'll see. Okay, so now d4, of course. d4 opens the diagonal, you know, against the king, you see.
Yeah.
All right, so now what to do? Very bad position for white. He realized, of course, but it's too late. He has to accept it, you know. So queen a6, excellent move. Now you don't have time to take in d4, because if you take in d4 after rook e2, you can resign, or even queen e2. You know. No, but rook e2 is okay.
But why not the queen here? This queen. Why here and not here, for example?
Because if you play there, he has time to probably to take in d4. You know. Yeah.
So
it's a little bit different. Yeah.
Okay.
No, queen a6 is good. So he realized, and he played rook f2, you know, protecting the pawn from g2. You know. But now has time to defend the pawn. Okay, now the pawn from d4 wins in every position. If you resist with white, if you don't lose very quickly, the pawn is decisive in d4. You know. So, okay, rook d4. From now on, white has to wait. White is lost, and he tries to hope for...
To resist.
You know, for some miracle from here. Okay, bishop e4. Again, very strong. The only piece which was playing for white was the bishop, you know. I mean, he was doing something on the diagonal, you know.
Because
if we can trade the bishop, we have open space for our free pawn from d4, you know.
Oh.
We have very simple move afterwards, move d3, you know. So he takes, and now we threaten always d3. And we can realize our advantage with d3. So now it's clear. Now it's very easy. But you have to play very well until the end, of course. Rook b3, queen c4. Okay. So now, what to do? Rook b2, waiting, of course, waiting. And now, again, he attacks the pawn 3 times. First, g3, what to do? The only move. No? Rook d5. Everything is defended, everything is prepared for the final attack. You know? It's very easy now, but it's very beautiful until then, you see. So rook b5, of course, wants to, you know, to play against the only active piece from b2. If he took in b5, of course, was very bad. But now is even worse, you see, because the rook is coming, and we have another threat with rook e1, with mating attack, you know. So, so g4, well, desperation, but anyway, he would resign even here, you know. So g4, okay, rook e2, the simplest way. So now you have to take, of course. Now he takes, and now what to do? You have to take again, because otherwise it was queen, you know, in e1. So check in f4, terrible, you know. Check, king g2, rook b3, resign. No?
Yes, he resigned.
Resign.
Yeah.
But look at the position, destroyed, completely destroyed the white position. Rook g3 check, queen g3 check, every terrible position, you know. Queen f2, if he plays queen f2, he can continue the attack with queen e4 check, you know. Or he can win all the pawns, you know.
He can take this one directly?
Well, he can take in a7, then he gives check. But if he gives check immediately, it's terrible. Queen e4 check first, you know, where he doesn't have any place to go with the king. If he goes to h2, he takes the pawn from e5 with check, and the attack continues.
Yeah.
There, demonstration, I told you. And against Bobby is very easy. If you look at the position, everybody thinks, well, I can play myself like this, but you know, it's a fantastic difference and fantastic technique, you know, from
technique and pressure.
Well, terrible, man. But you know, small mistake like this, only 1-2 small mistakes, enough. Yeah? Almost from nothing. Yeah. Yeah.
Beauty.
Yeah. Extra class, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Correct. Thank you, Mr. Gheorghiu.
Well,
Thank you.